Cool. Yeah, we should definitely use this for social media as well. But anyway, yeah, so you guys want to find some listings? Yeah, me too. That sounds awesome. So Maria, thanks for putting this together, and I'm going to dive in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off our training with a 15-minute video from Tina Call. Tina is in our EXP family at Fast Forward. She's in North Carolina. She does she's doing like 100 transactions a month, something crazy. And she kind of sums up what I would say really, really well in this video. And I'm going to share it with you guys. We're going to watch that, and then we're going to dive in. She kind of lays down the groundwork for where to find a listing. So like where to find a listing and like what it actually takes to get a listing, right? Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen, the YouTube?
No.
Okay. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hey guys, it's Tina Call here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be talking about how we get more listings. Whether you're a new agent, you're a seasoned agent, right now the US has a shortage of houses, and guess what? We need to go back to the basics. We need to do what everyone doesn't want to do, and we need to start reaching out to more people to get listings faster. So if you want more trainings, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you click the bell, because I'm going to be doing more trainings every single week to help agents grow. I've gotten an overwhelming response from agents all across the country wanting to partner, wanting help to build their business. Guys, this can be done. I was you one day. I was an agent new to a market, didn't know a soul. And guess what I did? I took the tools that I share with everybody here. I implemented them. I took action, and I got the results. So you too can do this. So what is your purpose? Your purpose is to help people get what they want. That is it. Help buyers and sellers get what they want, because you are the best agent out there. You have to start believing that you are the best agent. I know you have imposter syndrome, whether you're new or 20 years, 21 years in the business. Sometimes I wake up and I have imposter syndrome. It's okay. It's going to happen, but you have to take control of your business. And remember, when you first get in the business, your friends and your family know you just got your license. They're probably not going to use you, and they will start using you when you prove to them that you can be successful in the business. But guess what? Strangers don't know you're new. Strangers will use you. And unfortunately for the stranger, you get to practice on their house. Now, I would encourage you to partner with a mentor, to partner with a coach, to partner with somebody to help you navigate that transaction, because you do have somebody's best interest on the line, somebody's equity in their home. So that's my encouragement, is grab a partner, grab somebody from your office, and really help you get through that transaction. But you have to think about it this way. When you start your business, you need to become open to accepting the word no. You need to go for no. Every single day, I had to look for real, obvious real estate clients. So who are the real, obvious real estate clients? They're the people that are raising their hand. They're the expireds. They're for sale by owners. They're just listed, just sold listings all around the listing, just homeowners. And so you want to look for those people that are ready to transact now. So you have to do the work of a farmer, right? What do farmers do? They dig, they dig, they dig, they plant, they plant, they plant the seeds, they water, they water, they water, and then the seed grows and grows and grows, and then it's harvestable, right? Then you can harvest the fruits of your labor. That is exactly what your job as a real estate agent is. Every single day you are digging and digging, but you're going for no. You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to learn what to say. You're going to be professional. You're going to help people solve problems, and you're going to be the best agent for the job because you're practicing and taking action in the field. Go for no. I want to have everybody work up to 20 new conversations per day. But if you're new to this, I don't care if you're seasoned or you're brand new in the business, you want to do your 5 for 5. That means 5 conversations every single day, 5 days a week. It's 25 people per week, 100 per month. You're going to talk to about 1,200 people per year. And I guarantee you, if you do that, you'll get results. It's just like working out. We're not going to start working out and doing an hour, hour and a half a day, 5 days a week. We're going to burn ourselves out. Our muscles aren't prepped for that. You're not prepped to make 20 contacts a day in the beginning. Very few are. So if you start making 5 contacts per day, the goal is to build the muscle of prospecting, the muscle of doing lead generation, the muscle of getting over the fear of rejection, the muscle of getting over the sweaty armpits. You know you got them. Everybody did. I was one of them. So it's just a habit, right? You're a professional salesperson. I know you didn't get into the business to become a telemarketer, and that's how everybody feels, but it's the most duplicatable way to build your business. So you can buy the business, right? You can buy leads off Zillow. You can put a billboard up. You can put your face on every bus bench. By the way, I don't get why people do that, because people riding the bus are not buying homes. Nonetheless, bus bench. You can blanket a neighborhood with postcards, but those are really expensive activities. Most agents come into the business and they don't have $10,000, $15,000 a month to buy the business. So instead, you can grow the business. You can get a lead generation tool that allows you to get numbers every day. You can learn your scripts and dialogue. You can take action talking to sellers, failing forward. There are not many sellers that answer the phone and say, gosh, I'm so glad you called today. Get on over here and sell my home. Very rarely, guys, but they will answer and they will talk to you. And most people are going to be nice. They're not going to be nasty. We have these delusions in our mind that everyone's going to hang up on us and swear at us. And, it's all the reaction of fear. So you got to get over it. So what's the first thing that you're going to do to become a listing lead machine? Well, you're going to find a place that you're going to do your business. You're going to stand up. You're going to get a headset. You're going to get a dialer, right? Which headsets should you get? Plantronics sells some really great headsets. So I stick my headset on. I stand up because I have most energy when I can walk around and divert that energy into the conversation. I'm going to get a dialing system. There's Mojo Dialer, there's Vulcan 7, there's Red X, there's Land Voice, there's Espresso Agent. There's so many different dialers that you guys can get that will help you run your business. These dialers cost anywhere between $150 to $300. I know at my firm at eXp Realty, we get KV Core. KV Core has a dialer embedded in it. That's $85 a month. So if you are an eXp agent already in our organization, you should be looking into your dialer in KV Core. Number 2, set a goal. What is your goal? Again, when you start, it's 5 for 5. Do that for 30 days straight. Make 5 contacts per day. Have 5 live conversations. Tick the box. That's a win. I don't care if you don't get an appointment. Obviously, you're going for an appointment, but if you don't get an appointment, you've got a win for the day. You woke up, you got to the office on time, you made your dials, you succeeded in something because you did the habit. And I want you to learn the habit. The skill will come, but learn the habit. So your goal is to get as many emails, as many leads, as many appointments, so you can then follow up. Again, very rarely is everybody selling at that same time that you call them. So you want to do your lead follow-up. For me, I built a multiple million dollar business because I was calling people consistently. And then 70% of my business came from the lead follow-up activities. So my schedule was 7:30 to 8. I was role playing. I was practicing with other like-minded professionals that wanted to grow their business organically and they didn't want to buy leads. So we would role play. We would then get on the phones between 8:30 and 11:30. I would take a 10-minute mindset break every hour. I would walk around the building if it was warm outside, or around the halls in the building, or around your house, or go get a drink of water, then come back and then get back on it. At 11:30, I would check my email between 11:30 and 12, and I would answer emails between 12 and 1. I would take another mindset lunch break. I would eat a lunch. I would be present, enjoying the food that was before me without all the drama of the day. And then between 1 and 5, if I had appointments, I went on them. If I didn't have appointments, then I can work on marketing strategies, social media. I could make a video like this. I never liked looking at myself on video. This was very weird to me. It's very natural to me now because I know there's somebody on the other side of this camera that's possibly picking up a nugget, just like I used to do. I used to watch a tremendous amount of YouTube videos, a tremendous amount of podcasts that I listened to. That is how I grew my business, by the people that I surrounded myself with. It wasn't my broker that taught me how to do this. Brokers don't have the amount of money it takes to treat this like a business and train every single agent in their brokerage. So the motivated people like you and I, we're going to find the information. We're going to be resourceful. So coming to YouTube channels like this to learn, I got nuggets out of that. So you're going to do that. You're going to maybe go visit open houses, or you're going to visit model homes. You're going to take a video and say, hey guys, I'm here at this amazing, beautiful property waiting to meet one of my clients, wink, wink. And let me show you around while I'm here because they're running late. Show the public that you're busy. Show them that you're doing something. Show them that you have the energy and you want to give them information about the community. And all the time that you're doing that, you're learning the roads, you're learning the neighborhoods, you're learning your product. Your product is housing. You want to understand the housing market in your area, know the inventory, the absorption rate, how many homes are sold, how many homes are coming available in the market, which neighborhoods are selling, what incentives are around. You want to know all these things. So use 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock to do that. And at 5 o'clock, if you don't have an appointment, turn it off. Just turn it off and go home. It was a long day. It's a stressful business. It's a mindset business, and you have to have a really tough mindset. So the goal is to get up to 20 contacts per day. Your job as a farmer: dig, plant, water, grow, harvest, right? It takes time to cultivate these leads. Give yourself 6 months to build the business. I have seen so many agents fail right before a breakthrough. I mean, literally right before they were about to have all the business they wanted, they failed. Think of this as a 4-year plan. You know, I think shows like, you know, Selling Sunset and all these HGTV reality shows have glamorized real estate, and everyone thinks it's so easy. We all just walk around looking beautiful in these houses, and that's all we do. It's not glamorous. Behind the scenes, it's boring. It's you're on the phones, you're prospecting, you've got disappointments every day. It's tough, guys. I mean, if you've ever read Ryan Serhant's book, when he gets that show, he talks about the fact that he literally lied about his day, and he showed them the agent that they wanted him to see. But the reality was he was broke. He was doing rentals. He wasn't an amazing agent, but he pretended and he got into that role. And so if you want to be the agent, you know, that is selling multi-million-dollar properties, you have to imagine yourself doing that. You have to immerse yourself around people that are doing it. If you want to build a big business, who are you hanging around with? Who are the 5 people that you're hanging around with? Really think about that and immerse yourselves in groups that are going to help you get there. And you've got to be willing to do the work. This is not easy. It's not easy to start a business, but I promise you this, it doesn't always remain hard. It's hard in the beginning. You have to grind, and then you can be wise and diversify your business. Right now, I have 3 or 4 different buckets of earning income in my life, right? Maybe even 5. So you're going to be able to diversify. The goal is freedom for all of us. We don't want a job all day, every day. We want to build a business. We want to be an entrepreneur. And so the start of it, though, the faster you want to grow, the faster you're going to do these activities, because most people can't afford to buy the business in the beginning, but they can afford to spend the time to buy a dialer, to get really good at their skills and help people get what they want. That is a given. So you must go after the real obvious real estate. You've got to call expireds. You got to call for sale by owners. God willing, these people are raising their hand and they are going to list with someone. I mean, they are definitely primed and ready. So to buy a lead off Facebook and then have to farm that lead for 60, 90, 120 days, it's exhausting. Like, just get good at the people that are ready. Get good at those conversations. Sellers and buyers say the same thing every single time. Learn the answers. They're not going to seller and buyer boot camps learning how to stump us. They're just not doing that, guys. They are looking to get solutions. If you can provide the solutions and speak knowledgeably to them about it, they're going to hire you. So put yourself in a position where you're hearing no every single day and you will succeed. Think about platforms like Zillow and Realtor.com and many other companies. How are they growing their business? They're growing their business because they've set up massive sales departments who get on the phones, who call us and sell us passive digital marketing and advertising opportunities. So even the companies that are selling us the leads, they're prospecting. They're calling us in the same way that we need to call people. It makes no sense to go with the herd and try to build a social media business or try to build a radio business and it takes really a long time to do this, and it's all results are not duplicatable. People have different personalities in social media. So you see a social media star, it's really hard to get the same results as those people because they're different. They look different, they sound different, and they're going to have different results. But I promise you one thing, if you learn scripts and dialogue and you do the consistent activities every day, I've seen it work for a plethora of agents, all different personalities. Doesn't matter how you look, how tall you are, how thin you are, how short you are. It doesn't matter because you're using your voice and your brain and your knowledge to help people. So that is very, very important. And so I would just say, guys, think about the scripts that you're using. Think about your schedule. Think about doing the activities that I know grew my business from 30 deals to 130 deals per year, $1.3 million in my 4th year. And then I could do that consistently. Then I grew a team. Now I have an EXP team as well. And so now I've got 550 agents in the organization, plus the 14 agents on my team. Guys, there's so many vehicles. If you can just do the hard work, have some grit in the beginning. So I hope you guys do it. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat box below. Remember to subscribe to the channel and then turn the little bell on. And every time there's a new video, hopefully I can give you.
Cool. Anybody have any ahas from that video? By the way, I realized I had that on like 1.25. She talks fast. I had it like a little bit faster than whatever. Any ahas there? Yeah, what did you guys hear in that video?
Basically, it's going to take a lot of no's before you get a yes. You just have to stay consistent and don't give up.
Yeah, that's awesome. I heard that as well. For me, when I was dialing, my goal was 200 dials a day. It's a lot, but so my numbers were 200 dials. I would wind up talking to anywhere between 10 and 20 people, right? Those numbers are going down just because people are not answering the phone, text messages, things like that, right? But yeah, a lot of people say no, right? It's no big deal. There's a book called Go for No. It's like an easy read. It's one that I love. It's a story. Like, it's a story about a guy meets like another version of himself. And like the one, like basically one dude, instead of like trying to get a yes, he went for no. And he's like, well, I need 80 no's to get a yes. So every time I get a no, I like chalk it down and I'm super, super excited because now I just need 79 more to get that yes. Like, it's a pretty cool book. That's why everyone, you hear salespeople say go for no. It's a little tiny red book that you can buy for like $7 on Amazon. It's a fun read. Yeah, go for no. Anything else stick out to you guys that you heard in Tina's video?
No, I think myself is just being consistent no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mailings, calls, you know, that's, you know, it's easy to give up, you know.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
I think, and I'll just share the story with you guys. You know, we started the Joe Oz Real Estate Group, as you see it. This was started in November of 2019. So I was not going to do this, right? I met Gil and we decided, there was a decision, right? I broke into a luxury market in Orange County, California. And I had to make a decision whether I wanted to like sell houses in Orange County and be a realtor, if I wanted to start a business. And I couldn't do both, right? And so I decided to start a business because I met Gil, and Gil was not a realtor. Gil had built other businesses, right? And he was a consultant. And so I met Gil and we decided to start this business. And my wealth coach, when I was trying to decide what to do, my wealth coach said to me, it was two, I have a lot of coaches, right? But the two coaches I listened to was a dude named Brian Gubernack, who owns like a ton of Keller Williams offices in like the Arizona, Phoenix area, Scottsdale, and Bustos. And but they both said they're like, what are you really good at? I was like, taking listings. They're like, what's one thing that we can concentrate on with this new guy, Gil, that if this happens, that we should 100% be in business with him? And I was like, if we take 50 listings, I'm like, I can take 50 listings. If he can do it, then we should go ahead and do this. And so that in 2020, Gil came in to teach up. Gil came in to be the director of sales of our team, but they just weren't the right people. And everyone wound up like, we actually wound up going to zero. We wound up starting fresh. And Gil got his license. Was like, I'll do this. So Gil and I were prospecting every single morning. So it's everything that Tina just talked about is exactly the reason why I played you guys that video. I try to incorporate videos because everyone's like sick and tired of me talking. I feel like, you know, for an hour, but like Tina just said everything that I would have said. And the two things she said are super important. And Rob just touched on this. She said scripts and schedule, right? So Gil and I, 8:30, and my schedule was the same as hers. Did you guys hear what time in the morning she says she starts? Did anybody catch that?
Like 7:30.
Yeah, 7:30 to 8 o'clock is role play, right? And then 8:30 to 11:30 is when she prospected. She went through her schedule. That was from 2016 until I don't even know, man. Actually, 2015, until I took a leadership role at Keller Williams. That was my schedule. So I came in and I role played, right? And by the way, if I didn't have a role play partner, I just did it in the mirror, or I did it at my desk, or I did it with myself, right? And then what I would do, anybody, I just kept getting shitty role play. You talk about consistency, Rob. I'd be on a chat room. I'd be like, who wants to be my role play partner? And 20 be like, me. And we would do it for like 3 days. And then that dude, oh man, I slept in, or like no one would do it with me. Right. So I'm like, I'll just do it myself. I'll role play myself, And so like 7:30 to 8, she 7:30 to 8, she role plays, right? And then she's on the phone and then she gets her coffee and whatever. And from 8:30 to 11:30, she's on the phones. And that's what Gil and I did for a year, man. And we took 50 listings. And what happens is we knew our conversion rate. So Gil, and I, by the way, I can show you, I have all this tracked, right? You guys know that we track everything, right? I want to run a predictable business. I don't want to guess. I don't want to be like, oh, am I going to have any closings this month? Or am I going to, there's a book called Predictable Income. And it's about exactly this, right? When you do the same activities every day, they will produce the same results. Like if we work out every day, or if we go to bed at a certain time, we get that 6, 7, 8 hours sleep that we need, I think the results are going to show up. So what Gil and I did is it's funny, man, I was in Orange County. So I was like in our office in at like 5 a.m. right. And I was hitting the phones and I taught Gil how to do it. Exactly what I'm going to teach you guys. And Gil went on about 200 appointments, right? So so these are all strangers. And what happens is in the beginning, there's a 25% conversion rate. So if you go on 4 appointments, you're going to get a listing probably right away. But what happens is out of those 4 people, do you think all 4 of them are like ready that day or that week or that month? No. So you've got 3 in the hopper that you've already met with. If someone said they wanted to sell their house in the next 12 months and you got the appointment, you went to their house and you sat at their kitchen table, do you think the chances of them using you when they're ready are high or low?
Pretty high.
Hi, yeah, 100%. Thanks. I'm trying to make these things interactive, right? Just not me yelling for an hour. But so yeah, so what it looks like is what I figured out was so yeah, Rob, thank you, man. So consistency, 100%. If you for some reason, Gil's Gil's a robot. I don't know how well you guys know Gil. He's just like a robot. He'll just do whatever he's programmed to do. He's insane. And so for me, I just liked getting on the phones and I was doing a lot of business through my sphere of influence. I was a very social guy. When I got into real estate, Asbury was starting to pop. And I wasn't single, but I wasn't married when I got into real estate. And I wasn't I didn't have kids, so I was always out and socializing. And what happened was I was doing a lot of business, but I hit a ceiling and I was making the same amount of money each year. And I wanted to break through that ceiling. And the way I learned to do that is by hitting the phones and calling people. Right. And so I was able to do it every single day because I saw results, right? I kind of saw results right away. And I'm going to share with you guys how we did that. So she also said, you have to be willing to do what other people do not want to do. Did you guys hear that? Hitting the phones is not awesome. And you know what? Most people don't tell you to F off. You're going to get 1 F off a week. Most people are nice, by the way. It's not, but what it is it's a lot of just sitting there and it's just a lot of repetition. So everyone says success is repetition. It's just getting used to the boring stuff. When people are in shape and healthy and have 6 packs, they're just used to eating, dude, steamed broccoli is the worst, right? But they're just used to it. It's just what they do and they keep eating it and whatever, I love how she said, yeah, that's kind of it, guys. So here's what I would say. I'm going to dive into this, but you guys need a script. You need to figure out who you're going to call. You need a script. You need a schedule. And I love how she said, ultimately, you want to get to 20 contacts a day. Does anyone think that's easy or hard? Just guessing, what your impression is. To talk to 20 people about real estate per day. Do we think that's a lot or a little?
Sounds like a little.
Sounds like a little. Okay. It's a lot, right? So it's a lot. It's a lot though, right, Sam? So if you want to have 20 conversations.
That's what I was getting at. It is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's hard. It's hard. I'm telling you guys 20. So for me, you guys saw that video was that today? The yes, how people. I'm a yes, how person. So when Gary Keller's you need to talk to 20 people a day, I was okay, awesome. Yes. How do we do it? Let's do it. And what happens is, man, there's going to be days when you make 200 dials and you get 3 pickups and they all are fax machines, right? So I love how she said, start with 5. So anyone that wants to leave this call and get started, I would say just start with 5 voice-to-voice contacts per day about real estate. Does that make sense? We want to talk about real estate. If they say wrong number, that's not a contact, right? If you say if you talk to someone about real estate, that's a contact, man. Let's talk about real estate. So that's kind of it. I would say set a goal, right? and then just get started. So, oh, and the last thing that she said that really stuck out to me was she has seen so many people quit before they actually like got to success, right? So one thing I say is don't leave before the miracle happens, right? Unfortunately for high achievers, we understand that we are capable of doing whatever it is we want to do. I was just having a conversation with a mentor of mine just like a half hour ago. Super, this dude like buys businesses, like huge businesses, and like revamps them and then sells them and just does it over every few years, just like venture capital style, like takes them over. And we were just talking about this. We're like, anything worth doing is going to take, she also mentioned this, like 4 years, like anything you're worth doing. If you want to be great, you can't build something great in like a day or a month. It takes 2 to 3 years. So like you settle into it and you just kind of wait for the results to kind of happen, you know, and like, don't leave before the miracle happens. And anything worth doing just takes time, you know, and I would just say that because it can be super frustrating. Now, in this market, what do you guys, who do you think who do you guys think that we should be calling, or where do you think people are finding the most success right now in this market?
Off markets, expired.
Cool.
Past clients.
Yeah. What did you say, Rob?
I said past clients or
Clients. Perfect. I love that.
BizBos. I mean, not too many expires in my,
Yeah.
in this area.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Those are all correct answers. Those are all awesome. I think, and what you want to do is I would pick one and kind of stick to it. Right now, where we're seeing in the market, where we're seeing the most success is in circle dialing. Does anyone know what circle dialing is?
Yes.
Someone said, tell me what it is.
It's the when you call.
What was that, Danielle?
The call when you call the people on the Mojo.
What people are we call? I love you so much. You are so Jersey. When you call the people, Joe, what are you, stupid? Meatball sandwich.
Numbers that you buy.
Danielle's right.
The numbers that you
You're
buy,
right.
you have
It's
the
only
list
calling
of
people.
numbers. It calls 3 people at a time and makes a connection for you.
That's correct.
And
That's
to
correct.
add on, Joe, specifically the people we're calling are the people we just, either if we just sold a house, we can call everybody in a half-mile radius there. If we just listed a house, we can call people in a half-mile radius. So you're circling where you just did business.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. And Danielle, you are right. And I love it when you
Yeah.
scream at me. So I love the participation from everyone. Thank you so much. This is cool. I love this group. So check this out, guys. So what Sam said basically is we want to have a little bit. So expireds, yes, I destroyed expireds, and we'll talk about that, right? But Rob just said something pretty awesome. He was like, well, there's not a lot of expireds. He's correct. So like, I would love, if you guys want to make calls, I want to start you off on like the easy route. Expireds are tough, dude. Expireds are like, get your fists up in front of your face, like protect your face. We're going in, right? Circle dialing is super easy, right? So circle dialing, what we're doing is we're using something that makes us valid, right? We're leaning on something. So we're going to lean on a house we just sold, right? We're going to lean on we're going to lean on an area where our buyer is looking. You guys have buyers that you need to find a house for? Raise your hand. Anybody have a buyer they need to find a house for? You're like, I have more buyers than I know what to do with at this point in my life, right? So what's going to happen is if you know an area they're looking in, can we call that neighborhood and just be like, hey, anybody thinking about making a move? Right? And so when we do that, one, we're providing value to our buyers. Two, we're creating the market, right? I don't know if you guys remember on our training last week on Op City, there was the really sharp guy, Blake. He had a yellow shirt on, right? He's a coach. 10% of his business is created from circle dialing, like for his buyers, right? So now what this looks like is, I'm going to show you guys let me share my screen here. Where is? Cool. You guys see my screen where I'm in the university? Cool. Couple, like right here where it says prospecting, this is where this is gonna be your best friend, right? By the way, Mark Z's team is probably it's probably like the best team in the entire world, right? It's the Mark Z team, like top 5 easily. He's got a massive organization because we're friends with Mark Z. This is like not open to the world. Curtis Schul, who's his director of lead generation, who is these people are just like amazing, right? Curtis they do a role play. They're in Michigan, right? So they have a different time zone than us. At 7:30 a.m., they do a role play. Guess what? The Joe Oz group's invited. So if you guys want to go sit on the highest level role play in the United States, that's available to you. It's this little nugget just sitting here that I don't know. So that's there, by the way. Okay, scripts for prospecting. Boom, here we go. Right here where it says downloads, this is going to open in a different screen, which you're probably not going to be able to see. So I'm going to reshare my screen. So we're going to go over scripts. I think there's some curse words in here, which Lauren warned us about earlier today. We don't put that stuff in writing. So if you guys see curse words in here, this is a script that Remax gave us. All right, cool. So circle dialing, right? This stuff is easy. It's super easy. So what I would remind you guys, or what I would encourage you is when you're doing circle dialing, you're coming from curiosity, right? Like we're just looking for an opportunity. We're not trying to sell anything. We're not trying to force anything. There's no resistance here. We're not making it weird, like we're just like, so like, think about just being like, hey, hey, Lauren, like you're like a conversation, like, hey, you know what? I got these, I know you own a house in Keyport. I have some buyers that are just dying to get in there. They're willing to pay like market value or above for the house. They're not looking for a deal. Is there any chance you were thinking about making a move like in the next 6 months to a year? Right? Like, so that's the conversation that we're having, right? It's not like, I don't know. I created these scripts because Keller Williams taught us the most salesman-y sales scripts. Like, hey, my name is Joe and I'm a realtor and I'm top 1%, blah, blah, blah. I sell every house on earth. Are you thinking about buying or selling this year? Like, it just sucked. It wasn't awesome. It didn't work. It made me feel gross. And I didn't want to do it. All the scripts they gave us just were gross, man. And like, I don't know. At the Joe Oz Group, man, we do business because we get into a relationship with people. That's it. People like us, right? Like people like us. We're nice people and we mean well, right? So right here, this circle dialing script, I'm just going to read this, right? Hey, I'm looking for the owner of 123 XYZ Street, right? On your dialer that Tina was talking about, we have a dialer at the Joe Oz Group. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. You just use it, right? Like we'll pull all the numbers for you, whatever. Hey, I'm looking for the owner of 123 XYZ Street. Hey, my name is Joe with the Joe Oz Real Estate Group, real estate team here in Keyport. Whatever town you're calling in, that's where your office is, by the way. That shouldn't be rocket science, right? Like, and he's like, Joe, what if our house isn't in, what if our office isn't in Tom's River? Like, okay, well, there's a Starbucks there you can go work in, right? So like, by the way, these are built just like your Zillow script, right? These are built to like help you beat rebuttals before they happen, right? So hey, I'm looking for the owner of 123 Banana Street. My name is Joe. I'm with the Joe Oz Real Estate Group. We're a real estate team right here in Keyport. I'm calling you today because my team and I have a desperate, you see how that word is in all caps. We have a desperate buyer who is looking to purchase a home in your neighborhood in the next 6 months. Pause. Unfortunately, they've seen all of the inventory. They just don't love what they have seen. I really want to help them. So I promised I would call the neighborhood and see who was looking to make a move in the next 6 months. See where it says stop talking, let the silence do the heavy lifting. You stop talking here and you don't say anything ever again for the rest of your life until they do. Like you're never allowed to talk until they say something. If they never talk, then what's that game when you like, I owe you a Coke, like jinx, you can't talk, right? So that's it. That's the script. And so what it sounds like, are you making it about you or are you making it about your client? Yeah, making
Client.
Do people want to help some random realtor that's calling them on the phone make a commission? Or would they like to help a nice family from New York who's looking to get into the neighborhood for the school system? I always drop that school, like, especially this time of year, I'm like, they're just dying to get in the neighborhood for the school system. We have until September. Is there any, and I don't even say them, like, are you thinking about moving? I'm like, hey, we're just calling to see if there's anyone that was thinking about making a move. I'm going to stop talking right now. And hopefully you start talking and say something to me. And their most common response is no. Oh no, we're good. Or, oh, we just bought. But you're going to get the person who's like, remember we talked about buying questions this morning? They're going to be like, what are they offering? That's a buying question, right? Like, well, what would they pay for it? You know what? That's a really great question. And now if we scroll down here, oh, right here, rebuttals. What is my house worth? I wrote these down, guys. I'm not telling you that. So you're like, thanks, Joe. You're the greatest. It's because when I went to Keller Williams, they were like, it was the old scripts from like 10 years ago that had like dust. They've just been giving them out over and over every year, and they don't work because like everything changes, man. And I was like, nah, whatever. Don't even get me started. I'm like, Keller Williams, let's change this. They're like, Joe, shut up. And I was like, I'm leaving. So like, rebuttals. What is my house worth? How much are they offering? You guys are going to love this script, right? Well, Warren, there's actually 3 values of a house in today's market. Can I explain? One, there's the appraised value. This is a very conservative and very black and white. This is a value that an appraiser would value your home at on a purchase or like a refinance. This is based on square footage and comps. Number 2, there's the price that a realtor would list your home for. And number 3, the price your home would sell for when positioned correctly in a multiple offer situation. You see, we have listed and sold 48 homes this year. Our average days on market are about 7, and our average list to sale price ratio is 7% over asking price. Would you like to find out what your home would sell for in this market when positioned correctly? By the way, those numbers are wrong. It's like 12% over asking price now and whatever, but like, you guys get the idea. So what's my house worth? That means you have to set an appointment. So the trick or the thing that I did that worked was if someone said they wanted to sell their house in the next 12 months, 12 year, right? I would ask to meet with them. And usually I would get them on this one, right? I'd be like, hey, are you guys wondering what your house is worth? They'd be like, well, I have Zillow. Oh, cool. There's actually 3 values of a house in today's market. Can I explain? If you say this to them and then you offer to come over to their house and tell them what these 3 numbers are, do you think that you might get an appointment? Give me some feedback, guys. Yeah, no? Do you think this is bullshit or what? So like what'll happen is they will say yes. And if you just treat it as like, hey, you know what? And what you'll do is you'll learn to say things like, you know what? When the time comes, my team and I sell about 2 or 3 houses a month that are not on the MLS. When the time comes, I might be able to actually sell your house. You know, I might be able to bring you, the market's crazy, COVID, all this stuff, you know, strangers coming in your house. We're having like 50 people to every open house. When the time comes, when you're ready, if it's in 6 months and we stay in contact, chances are I'm going to have a buyer for your house. I might be able to just bring them to you and you don't have to go on the market. I might save you some commission. I don't really know. But either way, because I'm a Zillow Flex agent and a Zillow Premier agent in whatever town we're talking about, buyers are going to be calling me and my team. And I just want to know the inventory. I know the inventory so well. I want to know it a year out. So I would love to walk through your house, give you the 3 values. Another thing that I do is, you know, a lot of times people over prepare or over prep to list their house. They might do improvements that they don't need to do. So what I can do is I can walk you through what it's going to take to get you on the market, what you need to prepare for, what you need to fix, what you don't need to fix so we can save you some money, maybe some landscaping, maybe we paint some trim. I can walk you through all that. And you know what? The only thing that I ask is that if you hear of anyone in the neighborhood thinking about selling, please help me help my people from Brooklyn that want to move down here and be in Jackson. That's all I'm looking for. This isn't about me. This is about my buyers, right? And what you should be doing is just having consultations with people. Does that make sense? So what Gil and I did was, and my trick or whatever was, I shouldn't say trick or whatever, but like, I just if someone was thinking about selling a house, I just wanted to meet with them. That was it. And the way I met with them was I'm going to tell them the 3 values. I'm going to help them prep the house. I'm going to let them know what's going on in the market. And that's it. And find out where they're going. If they're going to Florida, do you guys think that Warren can find them a really great agent in Florida in our network and show them value that way? And I hope you guys are hearing some ahas or stuff here, because these are all the tricks, right? Like when you talk to someone right now about selling their house, whenever someone says they're going to sell their house, it happens in half the amount of time. So if someone's going to sell their house in 12 months, when are they really going to start getting it on the market? 6, right? So like, and when that time comes, if you've already talked to them, if you've already been over their house, if you followed up with them and established a relationship with them, do you think they're interviewing 3 realtors when they're ready? Or you think they're just calling you and telling you it's time to list? So I'm going to stop right there. Give me some feedback, guys. Give me some ahas. Does this make sense? Questions?
I think it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, if you're meeting with them, following up with them, they're going to go with you instead of just calling some random person.
Yeah. And thanks for that. So like, yeah, it's simple to me, but the thing is most people just won't do it, right? Like they won't believe it works and they won't be consistent. And that's okay. I used to get super like, I would say to Gil, I'd be like, I can do it. Why doesn't someone else do it? And like, people just don't do it. It's like going to the gym. Like, I'm just not going to the gym, you know, like it's just, that's just how it is. Right. So like, I can promise you this, if you do this every day for 2 hours in the morning, you will list somewhere between 2 to 4 houses every single month, starting in about 90 days. If you're consistent, right? There's no doubt. If you guys set a listing appointment, you don't know what to do, Gil will go with you. Sam Marks will go with you. I'll go with you. I'm gonna be in town like once for a week every month, training up people. So like, this is what it looks like. Now here's some talking points, right? Great. Let me ask you, were you aware that homes in your neighborhood are selling in an average of 16 days? This is like 7 days right now. And the majority of homes are selling for over asking price? No. Right now, we're seeing up to 30 offers on some homes. Supply is low and demand is high. And because of the coronavirus, this was written a year ago or whatever, in the coronavirus, whatever. And what's going on in the world right now, out-of-town buyers are coming into town with out-of-town money, and that is driving prices up. Right now, there are actually 3 values of a home, blah, 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 blah. This is a really good script too. Great. So what I can do for you is have my team leader quickly stop by, preview the home, and provide you with a current market analysis, including all the active, under contract, and sold homes within a mile of your home in the last 6 months. He will then provide you with the value for your home in the current market. This is essentially what an appraiser would do for you, but at no cost. This helps us because we know the upcoming inventory in the next 12 months, and it will help you understand the value of your home in your neighborhood. He's going to be in the area Friday. This is the assumed close, right? He or you or whatever. I'm going to be in the area Friday at 1 and then again Saturday at 9. Which one of those is better for you? I'll tell you guys a quick story. I collect records, like vinyl records. I have a lot of them. And there's this record store nerd. He's not there anymore in Asbury. And he was like, Joe Oz, I want to come see your collection. And I was like, I'm not selling, man. I'm not selling. He's like, Joe Oz, I want to see your record collection. I'm like, I'm not selling. And then one day, I don't know, I just said yes. He kept asking, I'm like, fine, you can come look at my record collection. And he like looked through it all and he was like making notes. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, dude, I need to know where all the records are in all of New Jersey. So like, I know everything's going to be for sale eventually. I just need to know where they are. And if I can bring you an offer you can't refuse, blah, 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 blah. Like he picked up a demo from this like punk band. He's like, I'll give you $100 for this right now. That's ridiculous. I paid like $2. I'm like, I hold on to that crap. So I didn't sell it. Right. I'll never listen to it. I don't even know where it is, but whatever. And then long story short, I got a job offer down in Maryland and I had to move and I needed to get rid of a bunch of records. And guess who I called? Fucking Joe, man. I fucking called Joe. I was like, dude, I need to get rid of a bunch of these records. And he's like, I knew you were going to sell. And I did, man. I sold a bunch of records to this dude. He left with like crates of records. And because he came to my house and looked at everything and I had a relationship, I had his number in my phone. I needed to move. I don't know if you guys ever moved vinyl records. It's insanity, right? And I've got doubles and triples and just stuff I don't need. And then Joe like bought all my records, dude, because he did the same system. I could not get him to get his real estate license. I know you guys are all wondering that. I could not get him. He's got like neck tattoos and I don't know if it would work, but so anyway, I'll just cruise through this. So this is the just sold script, right? So if you go into our pipeline, I think Lauren's got like, we've sold like 30 houses so far this year in the Joe Oz group, right? You can call around houses that our team has sold, right? And like, you could just be like, I don't care who sold it. If you're on the Joe Oz group, you sold it. Does that make sense? Like we leverage our team, like you sold it, right? So, hi, my name is Joe at the Joe Oz Real Estate Group. I'm looking to speak with the owner of blank. The reason why I'm calling is my team just sold your neighbor's house over on 123 XYZ Street. It was on the market for blank days and the home sold for way over asking price and multiple offers. The reason I'm calling you today is our successful marketing efforts have generated out-of-town buyers that are desperate to get in the neighborhood. They've seen all the available inventory. They just don't love what they've seen. These buyers are prepared to pay market value or above for the right home. So I promised them I would call the neighborhood and see if anyone might be looking to make a move in the next 6 to 12 months. That's a curse word. That probably shouldn't be there. I apologize, but I'm trying to get my point across here is shut up and let the silence do the heavy lifting. Just stop talking. See how awkward that felt? People have to fill, people have to fill. No one's quiet anymore, dude. Like everyone fills the silence, right? So if you shut up, it's the greatest tool I ever learned in sales is just shutting. I know I stop talking every once in a while. I know it might sound hard to believe or whatever, but that's it, Dad. It's that easy. And so the last time I did this, sometimes I get like, people are like, it doesn't work, Joe. And then I get angry. I get emotional, right? Lauren knows about this. Katie's seen the side of me. Katie's been my friend for a really long time. But like, I'll be like, oh, really? Give me the phone. And I did it around a townhouse we sold in Colts Neck. And I set 3 appointments, 200 dials, 3 appointments. I sent Sam marks on them. I'm like, yo, Sam, you going? Sam's like, sweet. And 2 of them were across the street from each other. Like they were like Sam is like, and Sam like went from one house to the other house. One of them bought new construction. This was like recently. This is like a few months ago. It was like this year. One bought new construction in South Carolina, and it'll be ready this time next year. So Sam's already met with them, right? Like you can count that as a listing, right? Like there's people met with Sam. Sam's beautiful, has a beautiful mustache. He's sold 1 million houses. What are you gonna do? Not list with Sam? Get out of here. And then the other one was like, yeah, I'm going back and forth with my wife. I'm going to retire at the end of this. He's a teacher. I'm going to retire. And then we want to have the summer. See how I know these leads, by the way? Because I just know, like, I know my shit, right? And so like, she's like, yeah, I want to hang out at the Jersey Shore for the summer. And then September, we're going to list our house. So that's 2 listings that like, would you guys go on those appointments? Those are like sick appointments. And then like, now they're in rapport and all you have to do is stay in contact. Invite them to the ice cream truck event. Invite them to breakfast with Santa. Call them, everyone. You guys see how this whole thing is like a flywheel? It's like a system. We have 9 minutes left. We will continue. I kind of mentioned this in the morning. Like this isn't like a 15-minute training. Like if you guys want to really learn how to do this, I'll teach you the whole thing, right? Like if you guys found value here and you want to keep doing this, I'd say let's do it again next week. And I'll jump into the dialer and I'll show you how to use the dialer, and I'll even make some calls like in front of you guys if that's something you guys would find valuable. Did you guys get some value? Give me some feedback, guys, please. I need feedback to like keep my energy up.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. I would love it if you did the dialer.
Yeah,
I would love
that'd
that.
be good.
Awesome. Okay, what are you texting the whole time? You already know all this stuff? Yeah, I will call you out. I will call you out on your shit. I love you, but cool. What do you think, Katie? You're on mute. Did you get any of that?
Hi, yeah. Yeah, I think it was great. I would love to go on the dialer with you.
All right, cool.
Do like a little anniversary sesh.
Cool. So Katie was with me in like 2015. Right, Katie? You saw me like live doing this, like just like I would come
I did
in
it too.
Katie did it too. Yeah, I would I would hit the phones. I was insane. I came in, I hit the phones, I had a lunch break, and then I just went on appointments. My goal was to have 2 appointments a day. And I did it most days, right? I was very relentless. And what happens is when you do it for like 6 months, you have such a pipeline. Can you guys imagine? Like you have such a pipeline where things just start popping. Like you're going to get onesies in the beginning, it's rough to get it going, right? But the cool part is it doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to buy any leads. We give it to you. You don't have to pay for a dialer. Like, and the other secret is you get yourself like an OpCity account. And while you're on the dialer, waiting for people to pick up, turn your OpCity on. So now you've got OpCity cruising right here. You got your dialer going. Hey, you can't lose, right? You got too many. You got too many. And you guys, yeah, that's all I got, man. Any, give me some ahas or questions. Should we keep, yeah. So we'll do this next week. Same time. Is that cool? Lauren, you want to put it on the calendar? We'll just do the same time, same place. And, yeah, any ahas, questions? If anybody wants to get crazy, if anybody wants to get, Maria, if you want to get really crazy, in the university is like like there's a link like how to connect to Mojo. Like you can get started. Like you can take that script and get started. Like it's pretty easy. We have like so we have the dialers like this. Just so you guys know, the dialers are expensive. It's like hundreds of dollars every month for the dialer. So we don't have like 30 of them. We have like 1 or 2 or whatever. So we have one main dialer. If you guys want to use it, just tell Lauren when you like reserve it, like your library book or whatever, like, hey, I want to use it Tuesday between blah, 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 blah. And she'll have it set aside for you and she'll give you the username and password for the dialer. If you decide to like do this, if you're consistent and you want to keep doing this, we will buy you your own dialer. Like we will pay for it if it's something you want to do, right? Does that make sense? But they're like $300 a month and we have like 10 agents who all want a dialer. Now, if you guys can imagine that stuff adds up, right? And people, it's just like anything, like people say they want to do it, it just doesn't kind of happen. And we've got this line item on our P&L that doesn't look good to our bookkeeper. So that's it. Cool. All right, guys. Ping me if you need me. I'm always available and I'm glad you guys were here and I'm glad you got some value out of this.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thank
All
you.
right, bye,
That's awesome. Bye.
Thanks.